Friends of the Universal Peace Federation and the Common Ground USA, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the third American Leadership Conference. I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules. I am Tomiko Dagan, Director of Public Affairs of the Universal Peace Federation USA in Washington, D.C. I'd like to begin tonight's program with a prayer. I'd like to invite Pastor Ernest Parton from the Family Federation for World Peace, Region 1. Please welcome to the prayer.
Good evening, everyone. It's an honor to be here with you. It's a very important time in history to be able to get together and, in the most civil way, discuss and understand how we can work together to create peace in this world. So please join me in prayer. Our beloved Heavenly Parent, we're grateful that as your children from many different countries, many different religions, we're gathered here to understand your universal heart of love for all people. Every person in the world is created as your child. We pray that we can treasure each other, value each other, understand how we as individuals with integrity can create families that will be able to generate peace in this world, because the family is your school of love, your center point of being able to understand all the relationships that are critical to live throughout our lives. We thank you for this time together as brothers and sisters. We're happy that we can honor you and bring you into the midst of this meeting. And we pray that this can be the beginning of world peace here in our experience, but also to spread throughout the world. We thank you and pray together in the name of Christ, our Lord. Amen.
Universal Peace Federation is, which I am working for and representing here, is an NGO. It's a non-governmental organization in a special consultative status with the Economic Social Council of the United Nations. And it's also a global network of ambassadors of peace, individuals like yourself, and organizations dedicated to building a world of peace, centering on universal spiritual values, moral values, and along with the principles of peace and of good governance. And I'd like to start this session by inviting Mr. Boothby. He is the director of civil. Just a minute, I have to forgot his title. Where is Mr. Boothby? Jim Boothby is here. Well, he's on his way. I know he was in the lobby. Anyway, this American leadership, which started from March, this is the third one. This conference is created to ring an alarm to wake us up and work together for building a world of peace before it becomes too late. America needs a spiritual renewal. We need spiritual renewal and a real awakening to the dangerous situation of our world. So American Leaders Conference, is created to read some words, wisdom from other teachings. And so that is why we would like to begin by reading some materials we provided. Now I'd like to invite Mr. Boothby. He's the president of Citizen Action Network stationed in Maryland. So please welcome Mr. Jim Boothby. Thank you.
Lovely evening, thank you. Nice to see you all. Lovely Friday night. So a collection of the words of different leaders, and would you like to have the speaker whose words that we are reading, do you want me to mention each name? Together with it. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, so we start out with a great question. True character, leadership, and good governance. What are the essential qualities of good character? A beautiful face is not one whose eyes, ears, mouth, and nose are beautiful. The most beautiful person in the world is the one whose mind and body are in perfect harmony with each other. Now, the entire emphasis will be put on education, and I will start by educating leaders from all walks of life, and of course, by nurturing future leaders. This is the fastest path to world peace. This work is for the sake of creating a God-centered world. And by gathering our strength, we must build a world of true love where there is freedom, peace, unity, and happiness, and where all things are done by individual initiative. This must start with each of us taking the initiative to unite our mind and our body. Unite our mind and our body. The English word character comes from the Greek character, which means enduring an indelible mark. Character. An enduring, indelible mark. Our consistent patterns of behavior mark us as individuals. Our consistent patterns of behavior mark us as individuals. Communities and cultures, they become the distinguishing sign by which others know us. The content of good character is virtue. Virtues such as justice, honesty, and caring are held to be objectively good qualities, good for the individual person and society. The recent book, Character, Strengths, and Virtues, identifies 6 universal virtues: wisdom, courage, humanity, justice, temperance, and transcendence. The book Character Matters names 10 essential virtues: wisdom, justice, fortitude, self-control, love, positive attitude, hard work, integrity, gratitude, and humility, that are all affirmed by all the philosophical, cultural, and religious traditions. Only love, though, transcends all barriers. When you're united with God in true love, you have dominion over all of God's creation, both physical and spiritual. And when you live completely for others, you are reaching the very essence of God's own being. God's vibrations become your vibrations. God's feelings are naturally transmitted to you. Living this way, you become a resonant body of God's heart and love. As much as 2 tuning forks resonate together, you and God always resonate together. That is the ultimate, original state of the human being. When you achieve that state, the love of God becomes your love. The life of God becomes your life. And the blood lineage of God becomes your blood lineage. The world that God created becomes your world. We are to share the love of God with all things in heaven and earth. We are to be citizens of the kingdom of heaven with the heart of parents. Our work for peace must begin with the private world of each one of us. To build for a man a world without fear, we must be without fear. To build a world of justice, we must be just. And how can we fight for liberty if we are not free in our own minds? How can we ask others to sacrifice if we are also not ready to do so? Only in true surrender to the interest of all can we reach that strength and independence, that unity of purpose, that unity of judgment, which is necessary if we are to measure up to our duty to the future, as men of a generation to whom the chance was given to build in time a world of peace. The greatest leader is not necessarily the one who does the great things. He is the one that gets the people to do the greatest things. Ronald Reagan. A leader must have the courageous character to make great decisions, as though cutting something in two with a sword. He must be big enough to see a mountain as if it were a small thing, or at times small enough to investigate things like a tiny hair carefully. At times, he must be strict enough even to disregard his own kin, and yet so benevolent enough that he is unable to step on an insect. The true leader has a bold and a fearless mind. He heads directly towards obstacles and breaks them down for those following him. In fearful and painful situations, even in the face of death, the leader continues to lead, to shatter all barriers and break through them. In difficult time, the leader does not think of his own situation. He concentrates on the greatness of the goal and the promise of the future. With a perspective of the future, the true leader knows that his actions will benefit the public purpose and the purpose of God. That is what motivates a true leader. An unselfish leader whose focus remains fixed on the goal is a superior and righteous person. A righteous person is defined as one who devotes his entire life for the well-being of others. He acts righteously wherever he goes. Among his family, he lives for the family. When he is with his friends, he lives for their sake. And he goes to serve the nation and lives for its sake as well. A true leader has the confidence to stand alone, the courage to make great decisions, and the compassion to listen to the needs of others. He does not set out to be a leader, but becomes one by the equality of his actions and the integrity of his intent. Treat people as if they were what they ought to be, and you help them become what they are capable of being. How do we develop good character as a lifelong pursuit? Everything depends on our effort. We need to awaken our conscience. Our conscience is the second heavenly parent. When it is fully awakened, we can live a life of continual enlightenment through spirit and truth. A life of prayer and of gratitude for everything. We can hear the voice of our heavenly parent thrill us and resonate within us. Your mind and your body unite when you are truly 100% grateful. When this happens, those around you become happier. If you live your life with a heart of gratitude for the blessings heaven has given you, I think you will be able to create even more joy among those around you. And you will be able to spread those blessings to your family, society, nation, and world. You are truly happy people to be able to work with the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. True parents only exist once in history. Every human being throughout his life has a most precious teacher within himself. Nevertheless, that teacher has been mistreated, trampled upon, and abused. That teacher is the human conscience. Your conscience always speaks out for your own benefit, trying to connect you to true love. Your conscience, like a parent, your conscience urges you to be a good and unselfish individual and guides you to do the will of God. But within each person, there is a rebel who also goes against the conscience. And that rebel is the physical body. Your conscience, are we good? 1 minute? Finish the page. Your conscience should be your constant internal teacher and parent, leading you to complete unity with the ultimate parent of mankind, God. The conscience then is the agent of God within you. Do you think you should be sympathetic and follow the lead of your body, the enemy of your conscience? Or do you think that you should control and direct your body and vindicate your conscience? Your body only goes after carnal desire. It is always seeking for its own comfort and wants to take advantage of others. So to conquer the realm of the body is an awesome responsibility with which each person must undertake. Thank you. Great work. Thank you.